sorry we've been away. As you can see, we're in the midst of the pandemic. COVID, but we're actually staying safe.
Oh yeah.
Let me see.
With our mask.
Perfect.
And some people are taking it to the next level.
Right. We were away because I was doing nursing school. I'm finally finished. Woo! Got my BSc in nursing, so that's done. I can focus on the board. This guy was in a boy band.
Thick thighs save lives.
And this guy was in a sabbatical, which he had fun.
Yeah.
He survived.
Survived.
Exactly. Survival.
Anyway, we got a great movie for you today.
He's breathing. He's breathing this thing.
Great movie today, Capone.
Yeah, let's get it going.
How about it for our good friend Al, ladies and gentlemen?
Let's go.
Based on the notorious Chicago gangster, Al Capone.
The St. Valentine Massacre.
Yeah.
Right, Capone was started in New York, saw opportunity in Chicago. He was there in the Prohibition time.
Right, and then when you think of Capone, you think of OGs, like freaking Robert De Niro.
Forget about it.
I want his family dead. I want his house burned to the ground. I want to go to the middle of the night and piss in his ashes.
God damn.
Yeah, that's the Capone we really like. We like the guy with the baseball bat, goes to slugs the guy, stabs it for nothing. Just cause he had to prove a point actually.
But the Hardy.
Capone is played by Tom Hardy. This is a different version of Capone. Like we said earlier, St. Valentine's Massacre, we're used to that gangster, rugged, get things done kind of Capone. This version is kind of Capone in his end days, after he got the syphilis virus.
Yeah. Right, and then when the dementia was kicking,
right,
mental illness was not something to be reckoned.
Right, which is the last stage of syphilis. Let me break down syphilis for you real quick. It attacks the body. It's a venereal disease. First you start seeing the lesions in the genitalia area.
Oh, fuck.
Then it's systemic, which is like a full-grown rash. Then it hits the neural, which is the neurovirus, the neural syphilis. I keep wanting to say Phyllis.
Right,
George Logan got it in my head.
But like when you see him, like you don't see Tom Hardy, and you like his skin is like a damn.
It's very you can tell the disease is already taking its toll. He's breaking down.
Right.
This is definitely this is another movie like the Joker where it's heavily based on mental illness. It is an issue, guys. It's a real thing, and we need to stop ignoring it.
It does exist, and we don't have to go into Tom Hardy's acting because obviously he's a great actor. I do want to mention that he was bypassed an Oscar.
Oh, they stole that shit from him.
They stole it from him.
They stole that shit.
They want that?
Fitzgerald in The Revenant. You can't see Tom, just like you can't see him here.
Yeah, exactly.
He plays Capone to what we think is what Capone went through. The only people that can vouch for that is his wife, because that's who he would tell the stories.
Exactly, and it gets me thinking when I watched it over again, because I watched it like back to back. It was like how many times that he said stuff, and he's like, that how do we get these stories? How do we know what he saw when he was in the state of dementia or whatnot?
Yeah.
But
his flashbacks,
right? Exactly, and he was talking and like he must have told stories, and she was there hearing everything, wiping his ass. I would have slapped the shit out of him too if he would have spit in my face.
Oh yeah.
And he talks about wiping his butt because you got to remember with this part of mental illness, this kind of mental illness, he became childlike. So he was in diapers.
Yeah, he lost control.
Totally not the Capone I want to see. That's why I only watched it once. I left it to these guys to watch it.
Yeah, I've watched it like 2-3 times.
Yeah, and it was crazy because you don't know what was real, what was not. And they played it so well, especially with Matt Damon's part.
Matt Dillon.
Matt Damon.
Oh yeah.
Everybody likes Matt Damon.
But it's Matt Dillon, and I like him. He still looks good. Still a good actor.
When I saw him, because when he comes out, it was a crazy part when he comes out. But when I saw him, I was like, yes, finally. Like I'd love to see him in more things.
We want to see him in more things.
Because in Crash, bro, was he nominated for Crash?
Yes.
Yeah.
Him and Tom played very good.
Like
he was his best friend, but he had to get rid of him. But that's the gangster life back then. That's the mom.
Exactly, and he even tells him too, like I would have, you did what you had to do. I would have done it myself. So basically, and I like how when we went back to the time when they did, spoiler alert, of course.
A lot of spoilers.
When he did like sacrifice his best friend, because that probably was his best friend. That you can still see like the innocent of Capone. Like there was tiny little jokes. It wasn't. he was in that mental state of that dementia state, but he was still like a child. He was still like, it was still brand new to him. Like he knew what a murderer was, and like he knew that his friend. And when he said it, like, "Oh, you're a coward now," and he was referencing to Wizard of Oz. "Oh, you're a coward now. Show me how brave you are." And that was the thing that I don't know what Capone liked it about.
Right.
Even though he was,
but I was like, I can still see like the innocence of it. And one thing about Tom Hardy, I want to add this. I'm sorry.
No,
He tells stories with his eyes. He's one of the actors that tells stories by his eyes, and it shows. And then freaking it shows in Fury Road and Bane, right?
What's your story about Tom Hardy? What you saying?
Hardy Forever.
I lost my train of thought, but no, not Hardy for Hardy, not in a gay way, maybe a little bit, but with all his his flesh, like going what he said about he still had that gangster mentality. He still knew who was a rat. He knew not to talk around or anything. He knew people were after this $20 million that he had stashed.
Yeah, he
never
trust anybody.
Yeah, he didn't trust anybody. Yeah.
He didn't trust anybody. That was good that you brought that up because in another gangster movie that he comes out, he kept his records that he kept and didn't trust nobody. But those records came by me. But later on, as you know, why he got sent to prison. But there's different characteristics here. The movie plays off him. There's one part where he poops his pants. There's one part where he comes out in his diaper and he has a Tommy gun and shoots.
A golden Tommy.
Gold-plated Tommy gun.
And Pobrecito, the landscaper guy
got it in the leg.
I'm sorry.
He got it in the leg, but again, they showed that he only shot one person. So it's all back and forth, inside the mind, outside the mind.
The alligator.
Capone was known for cigars.
Yes.
And showed the part that they had to trick him every now and then and put a carrot. That part, I think is a little added in. I don't think that's true history, but it does show how people, you have to kind of, not trick them because I don't want to say that in medicine.
Work with them.
You have to work with them.
You have to work with them.
Yeah, you have to work with, and they're used to a certain lifestyle, you got to keep that. And then they talked about a anonymous kid that he may have had.
That kid.
I don't know if that's real.
Would love to see if that was real. Is there a Capone bloodline that's still out there?
I'll change my name to Capone.
They said they changed.
That's true.
Every family changed their name after the whole language agreement.
Because
the money was never found.
The money was never found. People changed their name because this name actually was blacklisted back then. Now people would probably change their name back to Capone.
Yeah, probably Capone to be cool, but would you name yourself sorry.
Gotti! Now it's Gotti!
Hey man.
I was gonna
I would change my name there, I was saying. But
Hitler, I was like,
No.
you say Hitler.
I'm pretty sure if that bloodline, they probably changed it. But now we're so open and about all kind of topics. Let's get back to the movie Capone. It's definitely a 2 thumbs up for me.
2 thumbs, definitely.
And it's not just because I'm a Tom Hardy fan.
It's a Blu-ray.
It's because he really nailed this character here with the virus. It was hard. It looked like a hard role to play to convince us that he was hard to deal with. Those patients, it's just very difficult. The wife went through a lot. So he did a very, very good portrayal of Capone. I hope he gets nominated for this.
Yeah, and plus being in this pandemic, that it wasn't shown on theaters, which I don't understand why they don't open theaters. They're opening everything goddamn else. Goddamn. But
there's only 2 people that sit in the theater. That's
but
why.
still, I'll be one of them. But still, I hope he gets the recognition that he he deserves.
Right.
It's trying to watch it. I don't, I'm not trying to permit a crime or.
Find a way to watch it.
Find a way to watch it, right?
Watch it.
Whatever way you watch it, just watch it.
It's out there.
It's a fucking good movie.
So go in there with an open mind. It's not the Capone you think of. It's not the St. Valentine Massacre. Oh, let me take my favorite portrayal of St. Valentine Massacre. It may not be it, but I like it. Some like it hot.
Something like it hot.
I love it. That's my favorite portrayal.
Because it couldn't be.
Nobody's perfect.
But I say.
Nobody's perfect.
Put anything like that.
Right, but that's my
Something
favorite.
like it hot.
Anyway, bad gangster, one of our famous gangsters. When you think about mob, you think about Capone. He's the one that started it. Came from nothing, ended up being the most famous gangster out of everyone.
Yep.
Tom Hardy, great job.
Great job.
Hope you get nominated. Recommendations for the month? I'm gonna recommend Tom Hardy special, Lawless. We watch it like every other week.
We do. It's definitely
Lawless.
once a month movie, if that, if not more.
Right.
For me, going off of because she said Lawless and Tom Hardy comes out in there, but he comes out. There's another underrated actor in my opinion that comes out in that movie, Shia LaBeouf.
Right.
So going off with the mental illness movie,
True.
where he suffers
Okay.
from PTSD because it's loosely based off of his life, I recommend Honey Boy.
Honey Boy's good.
And I think it's still on Amazon Prime. So
Yes.
definitely go check that out. That's
Yes.
amazing.
I watch that every time.
A warrior.
Warrior, looking
Dark Knight
Remember that?
Rises.
Yeah,
Dark Knight
shit,
Rises.
you said mine, you said the other one, Legend, that was the one you played twins.
Honestly,
I'd like to throw another movie out there, it's called King of Staten Island.
Ivan.
Oh man.
It's a real good one, what's that comedian name?
Pete Davis.
Pete Davis, yeah,
like
that's right.
Pete Davis, he's real funny.
He's real
Remind
funny.
me of me.
And it comes in another approach for mental illness, depression.
Yeah.
So,
So it's connections.
these things are real. They're
Yeah.
everyday life. Back in Capone days, they didn't really know how to deal with those or address those kind of issues. But now we know. We have a lot of resources out here now. So keep safe. Come
Cover
back.
up.
We'll see you next week with the new. We're thinking about doing Elvis versus Nixon. I don't know. Send us some
Yeah, send us
ideas.
some info, please.
The silent
Let
scene
us
is
know.
good.
I will destroy you all.
Stay safe. COVID is real.
Text us. We got the new on Instagram.
We got a new
Oh, yeah, that's
Instagram
right.
and we have a Twitter. The Meltdown, I believe on Twitter is Meltdown4, and on Instagram it's _Meltdown01.
And we know this guy ain't getting COVID. Look at the mask he
Yeah,
got.
he's ready to go.
See you, and we'll see you
at the movies.